Okay, so in terms of organizing your personalized learning experience, there's a couple other things that I would like to point out. In order to make that type of um, framework on my Google site, if I click on the pages over here, you'll see that I have all of my different units. And if I click the triangle next to Unit 7, which we just investigated, you can see that my Unit 7 page is my green circle homepage, which is followed by the blue square, the black diamond, and the double black diamond. Now, you can see that some of these have a slash through them and others of them don't. Now, the way that I achieve that is, like, for example, units 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 have all been completed. So if I click the three little dots next to it, I have chosen to not show in navigation, but instead to hide in navigation. So I can hide from navigation. And what that then does is up here on the very top toolbar where it has home and unit 7, it allows these sublinks to then pop up. And that's all whether or not you're going to show it in the navigation or not. So since we've completed these other units, I don't need quick links at the top in order to get to those. So that's something to consider, is hiding and showing different parts of the unit. And in the beginning of the unit, I don't allow there to be any drop down here so that if they ever click on unit 7, the only thing that they're going to get is the green circle. So here, if I hide these two, the blue square and the black diamond from navigation, I go up here, there's no longer a drop down. But based on where I'm at in my unit, I want to show those in navigation because I want the students to be able to get to those points because I have some students that are on the black diamond and getting ready to get into that double black diamond. Some other things in terms of organizing and making sure that you're setting your students up for success is I like to provide a calendar. And this calendar is helpful for me to show students when the end date is, when they need to have everything completed by, and also to show when some of the intermediate assignments are due, and then also just important events that are happening at school. I provide an email link as well where I made a Google form that if they fill this out, it sends me an email. Honestly, students don't really use this more than maybe 2 or 3 times throughout the year. I've only gotten maybe 2 or 3 emails. But something that I really like to have on the site is this Explore tab. And I like this because on the Explore tab, I'm able to provide resources for my students that I want them to be able to use that are outside of the units that help kind of reinforce some of the information that we have in the units. So the Explore tab is very nice for that, where I can offer our Science World magazine or Loop of the Day, which is a really sweet link, or some webcams, things that just reinforce what it is that we're learning in class, or things that might just get them excited about science. So in order to help them here on our Unit 7 tasks, there are some things that are absolutely critical that I've found that you need to do to really help the students know where they are in this progress. And one of them is the learning target paper. The learning target paper, I have it start with the long-term learning target, followed by the green circle learning target. And you can see I use the these icons here, the brackets or the wedges, in order to show that it's a green circle, blue square, or black diamond assignment. Not quite remembering all the terminology there for those, but they do help kind of give an idea and remind the students if it's green circle, blue square, black diamond, and so forth. You can get creative with that. The numbers here tell the students how many tasks there are on the green circle, so they can kind of cross those out as they go. And then these are the assignments as they're listed at the bottom of the website, and the students can enter their score as we go throughout it. Now, currently in my class, I am offering students a S for satisfactory or a U for unsatisfactory work. So if they get an S on all 3 of these assignments, then they can earn the green circle grade. If they get a U on one of these assignments, then they need to revise. So again, this reaffirms the students the culture of revisions, but it also asks them to keep track of their scores and to understand that if they have an unsatisfactory score, that they have to go back in and revise. But this is on one page. This goes in their science notebook. I try to keep it, it's always going to be on one page, so it's really simple for them to know exactly where they're at. This is one thing that's really important for students to keep track of where they are. And there's many other things I do in the classroom so that students kind of can do this truly on their own in a personalized manner. Let me show you what those are.
Now, as students move through the different tasks on the Sci-Hub, they need a place to actually start collecting their resources, a place to tape in their note pages to be checked later on so that they can continue moving forward. They also need a place where they can collect their notes, and this is what I use then for my students. This is the science notebook. And here on the left, you can see that they have the learning target page. This student right now is currently in the blue square task. They need to complete their blue square level up quiz, and then they'll be moving on to the black diamond and eventually the double black diamond. When I set this up, I have them tape their learning target page in to create a title page so that we know like kind of that there's a new chapter happening. And then on these pages, they then tape different science data collection, vocabulary with pictures, different things that they watched from the video lectures where they've actually taken notes on those. And then this allows me to see that they've actually watched the videos so that I can then check to make sure that they have the notes. And again, they're getting all this information from the video lectures on the Sci-Hub. Each of these half sheets are the things that are coming out of the extras bin as well. So this is their place that they can kind of keep that. And then all of these science notebooks get held in some bins here in the classroom to keep it simple. So back behind my desk, I have a bin, a big plastic bin, a file folder, hanging bin, that I call my extras bin. Now in the extras bin is where I keep the extra copies of the learning target papers or any relevant assignments. So in here, the students can come in and get the papers that then will fit inside of their science notebook, or maybe an assignment that they need to complete, or their science notebook pages, as well as their science experiment procedure. All of it is back here, and I also keep my guided notes back here as well. So for students that need some extra help with their notes, I make guided notes that go along with the videos that have the definitions, and the students then just need to fill in a blank or maybe draw a couple pictures. And so those are easy for students to find as they need them as well. So the extras bin is really a great spot to keep all your copies. So as the students move through the different progress steps through the ski slope analogy, they can come and pick up their papers on their own. So after completing each of the level up quizzes, on the Sci-Hub, it tells the students that they need to then move their magnet. So you can see here to the right of my smartboard, I've got my progress monitoring board. And actually, this is pretty simple. It's just some permanent marker lines on the whiteboard. You can probably see that all my lines aren't that straight, but you got the point across, and there's enough room for each student in each class to put their name up there. And then each student also gets a magnet. Now, these magnets were sold in a bunch of 100. One order of 100 was like $15 to $20 on the Amazon.com. So give that a checkout. Maybe even just use Post-it notes, and you can make something a little bit bigger. But nonetheless, this actual physical process of moving their magnet from the green circle to the blue square, to the black diamond, to the double black diamond helps keep them accountable. And it also helps just let me know where students are on a grander scheme. So there you go, the level up board. It's a huge help to help keep kids on task and on the correct task, really, without skipping ahead.